Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shantae. I'm your host Shadow HB3 and I'm ready to entertain. In the last episode, we explored the inner depths of the Dribble Fountain and stopped Risky Boots from obtaining the Dribble Stone at the hands of a giant walking metal cyclops thingy. And in this episode, what we're going to do is run a couple of errands and get ourselves ready to seek out the next elemental stone that we'll be tasked to find. So let's, for now, go ahead and see what's going on here. Looks like Bolo's a little bit shaken up, and we'll find out why here in just a moment. Bolo, are you alright? She touched me. I'll never wash this head again. Are you nuts? She knocked you on your rear. Get up, get up. Tell me everything you know about this Dribble Stone. Hey, cool! You found a legendary relic. There are supposed to be 4 kinds of these stones. Each one represents a different element. The one you found produces an endless supply of water. There's also an unbreakable golem stone, a fiery simmer stone, and a very chilly twinkle stone. Any idea where the others are? Not really, but the golem stone was lost in a desert, near Oasis Town, according to my granny. Ah, Granny. She has eyes like shining emeralds. You worthless mophead. Can't you see that Risky is trying to upgrade the steam engine with these magical stones? It'll make the thing more dangerous than ever. I've got to get to Oasis Town before Risky does. And so, just like that, we know our next destination is going to be Oasis Town. But we're not going to go that way just yet. Like I said, we have some errands we're going to collect, or run rather. But that does involve me collecting some more gems. As it stands right now, we have 282. I do need to pick up something from the store in Watertown, Bolo's hometown. But I do need to get some more gems. So what I plan on doing is going back inside Dribble Fountain. I'm going to collect at least 18 more gems, and then we will proceed on. So I'll just go ahead and cut to when I've collected the amount of gems that I need. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay guys, I am back, and where did Bolo go? I expect him to leave to go back home right away. Alright, well, I've collected just enough gems. I've collected, as you can see, about a good 60 to 70 plus gems just by getting those 3 big blocks of gems that you all were aware of in the green chamber. So now at this point we're going to make our way back to Watertown and get a couple of things. I'm going to transform into the monkey to make this a little bit faster right now. As you can see, there's a firefly right there. If I didn't mention this before, I'll mention it again. For the fireflies, I plan on really just waiting until I have all the transformations to be able to collect them all. It's a little bit of a hassle trying to collect them just because they only come out at night, and all of them you're going to need a degree of the animal transformations in order to collect them all. So that's why I'm going to save them for when we get near the end. I mean, it would be ideal to collect them all at once if at all possible, but right now we don't have every single transformation in the game, so I'm going to hold off on that for the time being. But let's just enjoy the fact that now that we have the monkey transformation, I don't have to worry about necessarily having to do a lot of jumping here, although unfortunately I got stuck in a bad place and now I'm having to run to the lower part, through the lower part of these waterfalls. But thankfully the monkey is so small that you don't have to worry about the water dragons touching them, provided that you jump. So, but now we're going to quickly run a few errands here and there before we actually start making our way toward Oasis Town, which we'll do not in this video, but starting in the next video. But for now, let's quickly get inside Watertown. We're going to do a couple of quick things here before we head back left and go back to Scuttle Town to do some more things. So first things first, let's go to the Warp Squid hut. But what we're going to go ahead and do, since we already have 3 total baby Warp Squids, we're going to at least turn 2 of these Warp Squids in. And just something to note, you can actually turn them in any one of the different towns that have these Warp Squid huts. So I mean, that's the crazy thing about all of this, is that they have different colors, but they don't necessarily associate the colors with the different colored squids in each hut, which you would think they would, but that's not the case. So whenever you speak to these Warp Squids, they're like, "Oh, is that my baby?" That is my baby, right? It's just so hard to tell And so, yeah, they give you a yes or no option. They say if you want to return it, you can. You don't necessarily have to. But what we're going to do is we're going to return at least 2 of these 3 here for now, and then we'll hold on to the other one for right now. So that'll take care of our time here in the Warp Squid Hut. And then next, like I mentioned before, we need to go to the item shop because there's a particular item that I need to buy that... and that's going to be the case for a lot of these items here. In Watertown, there's some unique items that you can only buy in here that will help out Shantae in terms of what her attacking ability is. And the first of these items that we're going to buy is going to be this boot. So it'll allow you to do a 2-hit spin kick. And I was having a hard time trying to remember not to do this even when I'm practicing, but I keep exiting out of the exiting out of the store by mistake. But we're gonna buy this. It's cost good 300 gems, so make sure that all the gems you collected up to now is at least amounts to 300. But you can only buy, of course, one of these once, or one of the kind. So you can only buy them once, and then once you buy them enough, you can get out. And I keep wanting to try to purchase this item, and I keep telling myself, no, I want to exit out. Okay, now to see how this 2-hit spin kick works, all you just do, like it says, double tap up, and Shantae will just do a flip kick up in the air, and it does do 2 hits worth. So it'll be convenient at times. May not use it as much, but who knows, we'll just see. And then finally we're going to go to Bolo's Gazebo, which is where Bolo is now, and just like how Uncle Mimic is in Scuttle Town outside his dock, or near at his dock, Bolo at this point now, he'll just give you advice if you want to talk to him if you're not sure of where you need to go. So of course he's going to ask us here in this case if we've been to Oasis Town yet, which is exactly where we are going to go and start making our way here too. So that's really all we need to do here in Watertown for right now. So let's go ahead and make our way back out, and we're going to go back left and head out towards Scuttle Town. I'm going to try to get there as fast as I can. So let's rely on our monkey transformation to do just that. And my goal here is to not take as much damage as possible if I can help it, but you never know, you know how these things work. Not to mention, I figured I can at least show you all kind of a little bit of the nice scenery here once again, since it's I guess as far as the music goes here, I love listening to this song in the morning. There's a couple of different songs for whenever you're traveling throughout the day. It's the same thing goes for when you're traveling out at night. So, oh hello, did not mean to fall there. Thankfully, I think those water dragons only pop out in one unique spot, so you can't have more than one water dragon pop out in one small waterfall, I think. I don't want to experiment with that right now. All I just care about is getting back to Scuttle Town. So I'll try to get through there as much as I can. I totally forgot about that enemy. We'll talk there. Yeah, that enemy is pretty unique, and it's amazing that we actually ran into it. Stupid snakes. Ah, jeez, if it's not one thing, it's another. But that enemy you really don't kind of interact with, or you can't really interact with in terms of being able to attack it until you actually get a particular transformation that will allow you to cover the air, which won't be until much later. And now let's get through here. We're going through Spider Forest right now, so I'm going to, just to play it safe, since now that we're through a good portion of this, I'm going to stay as I'm going to transform back to Shantae and see if I can get through the rest of this here. Now we still have the Scarecrow Forest to get through as well, so that's going to be a little bit tough, but we'll try to get through this as much as possible without dying if we can. But thankfully the spiders, I'm happy to say, they can't hurt you themselves, only their little poisonous blob balls can, which is always convenient. But as we make our way back to Scuttle Town and we go through Spider Forest here, when we go through, geez, what was the place of like oh yeah, Scarecrow Field. Can't believe the name actually escaped me for a moment. But yeah, once we go back to Scarecrow Field, there will be a particular, I should say, item that's going to be unique that you can actually collect it doesn't matter whether you collect it in the day or not, or collect it here at night. It's going to be pretty convenient here for us. And actually, I was hoping to avoid getting through this portion here without taking damage, but I may end up dying anyways. Oh, thankfully these prairie dogs provide me with some health, and I guess we're going through here. I mean, these scarecrows are making their way here, so I'm going to try to take out a few of them, but I don't want to get too caught up because I'll either take damage or I'll just get held up. So, oh, hello. Yeah, you're not supposed to be there. Okay, gotcha. Okay, here, right here. So, see this heart holder up here? That is one of the, there's one of several that you can collect to expand your hearts totals in the game. So, in order to get this one, you need to have the monkey transformation, obviously. So, jump, climb up on this pillar wall, and you'll get it. Now, the good news is, like I mentioned, once you collect a heart holder, your hearts total will increase by 1. The bad news is, it doesn't necessarily replenish your entire heart stash whenever you do collect one. So, that's a drawback. Now, here's one of the fireflies right here that you can collect as the monkey, but like I mentioned, I'd collect it right now, but I want to kind of collect them all on their own, all 12 of them on their own, so that way they'll kind of be grouped together in one. So, for the sake of just keeping consistent, I'm going to just not collect it right now. Hopefully you guys aren't too upset, but let's just quickly make our way back past Scarecrow Field and get to Scuttle Town. I'm surprised that bat didn't hit me. I'm surprised that prairie dog didn't hit me. Okay. So far so good. We didn't die at all. We took a little bit of damage, but we are still in a pretty good spot. Now, there's only really 2 other things that I want to do here before I cut this video. One of which involves buying a particular item that we'll need to collect our second heart holder as we make our way toward Oasis Town. So, let me quickly... Well, first off, let me go to the bath heart and replenish my hearts, because I'm not going to be traveling out of town for the rest of this video, so... We'll come in here, replenish our health, so where we have 4 total hearts in full. Excuse me. And then from here, what we'll do is we're going to go to the item shop and buy the one other item that we need before we set out. So once we get in here, and I'll remind myself not to actually exit out beforehand, but what you're going to want to do is buy this vanishing cream. As it mentioned in the description, it lets you walk past enemies, and it also lets you you won't also see this right away, but it also let you walk through doors. But buy it right now, and that's so I can not have to worry about it not having enough gems for what I'm going to show you guys next. So, oh, wait a second. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it. Okay. Jeez. I must have completely forgotten how to work the controls there for a moment. That's why I have immense respect for people who like talk and do this at the same time. Alright, the only other thing that I want to do is show off the dance parlor. 1, because we haven't seen it yet in action, and 2, because it's really the only time I plan on showing it in this video. And one reason is because I'm not very good at it in terms of what the difficulty is, which you'll see in a moment. But the other reason being that there's going to be an even better way with which we can collect gems. So what I'll need to do, obviously, because if you remember in the first video or the second video when we went through here, you can only participate in this at night. So I'll need to fast forward to when it's nighttime, and then we'll be able to do this. So I'm going to cut to when it'll be night, and then we'll get started. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. Alrighty guys, I'm back, and now it's nighttime, and the people have gone from being nice and friendly to looking like zombies for some reason. Anyways, let's go inside. Alright, so here inside the dance parlor, if you talk to the dance parlor lady, which is I believe her what her official title is, she'll ask you if you want to dance, provided it's night, and then she'll ask you what rank you want to compete in. So the higher the rank, of course, means more earnings, but it also means that the difficulty will spike up. So what I'll just do here is just go ahead and go through each one by one. I also love how she says, instead of ready to go, she says ret to go, which I never knew that was possible. But in any case, so rank E costs 10 gems. You can see this pacing here is pretty slow. The way how this rhythm game works, because obviously what you're having to do is you just have to push the buttons in a time sequence. You just have to of course follow the instructions. It's really not very long, but for some reason the way how this dance parlor game works, it just kind of seems to throw me off. And so, I mean, I didn't have much trouble passing here, but you'll see as time goes on that I'm going to struggle mightily. But to explain how the dance parlor game works, so like I mentioned, of course, it's a rhythm game. Anytime you successfully push the button at the correct time, then you will receive what's called a gem. The goal is to actually, depending on the ranking, perform enough correct moves to get a total of enough gems at the minimum to be able to win, or officially win or beat the rank. So in rank E, we had to at least get 12 correct moves, since the goal is 12 gems, and then you win that. There are different bonuses you can get, of course, as well. You can get a win bonus of at least 5 gems just for winning, and then there's also a perfect bonus you can get for each one if you perform all the moves successfully without messing up. So in the E rank, the perfect bonus is 15 gems, and then for the D rank here, which we just did, with the cost being 15 gems, you have to at least get 15 correct moves out of a possible 20, and then you, at least for completing it, you get 10 gems, and then if you get perfect, if you get all 20 moves correct, you get 20 gems. Now, as you can see, C, it gets a little bit more difficult. This is where I feel like at least this is where I max out my talents. Rank C costs 20 gems. You have to at least get 18 out of a possible 40 or 24 moves. It'd be crazy if it was 40, because then that would give you a lot more leeway. But 18 out of a possible 24 moves correct. You do that, you at least get 15 gems for beating it, and then for getting all 24 moves correct, you get a 35 additional gems as well too. So I don't exactly know the total you could possibly get maximum for each, so what I'll have to do is I'll do some research here, and then what I'm going to go ahead and put up on the side is just the total you can get at maximum for competing or completing each of these and getting a perfect. So that'll be up on the screen right now as you speak. But looking at rank B, 25 gems, and you have to at least get 21 out of a possible 28 moves. This is where really it starts. At least it was just too hard for me, even though I tried hard to as best as I could. So at least here you'll get to see what things are like if you mess up. But you have to at least get 21 out of a possible 28 moves correct. You do that, you win 20 gems, and then you get 50 additional gems if you get all correct. But as you can see, I clearly did not do that. And then, last but not least, even though I'm going to be so embarrassed and you guys are going to have quite a good laugh at this, we have the hardest rank, rank A. It costs 30 gems to complete, or to compete. You have to get 24 out of a possible 32 moves correct. It goes by ridiculously fast. As you can see here, I was only, I think, able to get like 3 here correctly. But yeah, if you're able to tough it out and at least get 24 moves correct, you get a win bonus. Okay, I at least got more than that. Just so you all know. Oh, wait a second, hold on. Yeah, this is post-commentary, so this part here. But yeah, I only got 3 moves correct out of a possible 32. But if you at least do it correctly, you at least win 25 gems for winning, and then you get an additional 75 for being perfect if you are insanely perfect at this. But that's really all I wanted to show. So at least now you can see how bad of a dancer I am, or how bad of rhythms I've got. But that's really all we're gonna have here for this episode, so I'll cut it here. But if you guys like what you saw despite my terrible dancing rhythm, please subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. We will start making our way toward Oasis Town. So until then, this is Shadow HB3 signing out, telling you guys, as always, to stay perky. I will see you all next time. Here, we're going to need to take this ladder down, because there's an underpassage right here that we're going to need to take in order to get us toward the next town. Yes, thank goodness I got that heart piece. I needed that really bad. Alright, we'll make our way up this ladder right here, and we're going to be in a totally new location here. This is the Ladies Desert. This is home to several new enemies that are exclusive to this desert alone.